So on my way to see my mother, and a slightly different talk for today. I'm old enough to remember when there was some fear stories of what's going to happen to the planet. Very different to what they are now. And the first one I remember as a child, I believe, was a mini ice age. So everyone was really worried we're going to have a mini ice age and we're all going to die. Then the next one was global dimming, which was because of the pollution we're pumping into the sky. It caused a generic darkening of the planet, which would then cause a smaller reflection of the sun's rays and heat. So it wouldn't be an ice age as such, it would just be a very, very slight lowering of temperatures. Nothing crazy, but enough to cause major problems. Then it was acid rain. Because of the masses and masses of rubbish we're pumping into the air, the rain would become acidic and start melting buildings and people. And I even remember companies offering acid rain coverage umbrellas ready for the oncoming doom. Then the next one was the ozone layer was depleting due to CFC gases in aerosols. We all had to move to hand pumps. But that kind of disappeared, then came back and disappeared. Then another one was a catastrophic, super fast ice age, and this keeps on coming in and out of favour. He made a movie about it, and that was due to as the polar ice cap melted, it would cause more natural water, fresh water, to move into the seas. And if that happens, it has a different density, which means the sea currents would move differently, mainly the Gulf Stream, and the Gulf Stream is what keeps northern Europe warm or temperate. Without it, the entire northern hemisphere would freeze. That kind of disappeared and came back and disappeared again. Then we had global warming. Global warming was due to CO2, which is quite interesting because the amount of CO2 we have on the planet at the moment is not that high compared to the past, and things still seem to be living here. And as soon as plants live on CO2 as well, I mean, I don't know. But besides the point, we would have a mass increase in temperature, which hasn't happened, regardless of what people say, and I've looked at the data. So the following one was, as the internet has made data more easy to access, and people like me remember global warming, acid rain, global dimming, ozone depletion, mass ice age, we can remember all these things. We backtracked it. They don't call it global warming anymore. It's now called climate change, because the climate does change. I mean, I don't know how you're supposed to figure this out, but if the climate didn't change, there'd be major problems. It always does change. So by claiming the climate changing is a problem, well, it always will be a problem because it always changes. It's never the same. So, I don't know. It's not my pay grade to know about things like that, but it sounds awfully confusing, and I'm sure someone's going to give me an excuse why for certain things, but sorry, mate. None of these things have ever come to fruition. Maybe one will, and maybe it's none of the ones being said right now. But, you know, it reminds me of the paradox of quantum mechanics. If you know it's there and you try to observe it, it means it's not there anymore. It's like saying, yeah, but the problem with the climate is it's constantly changing, and that is the problem. But it always was changing. So, headache for today. Speak to you later.